and welcome to Hot Roster today. I'm Gary and Thorne, joined as always in this case meaning 3 times
That's right.
by Cam
3
Stewart.
times. How you doing here?
It's all happening.
It is happening. Hey, we're pretty good with the hockey tips last night too, and now it's football day today.
We led people a little astray on the Kevin Shattenkirk train, but aside from
but
that,
Tarasenko over,
that was I feel like that was the easiest one.
and
on the board.
McDavid, he got it done. The Oilers 7
Yeah.
goals, so that's good news. So that's what we like about Hot Roster. We got football, hockey, everything.
Yeah, we got everything to break down, and today we got the big NFL Week 6 matchups
Yes.
revealed, so a lot of stuff to get through. But first, as always, the Big Four, and we start in Dallas, where Des Bryant might actually play Sunday against the Green Bay Packers at that game in Green Bay. Says he feels good and returned to practice on a limited basis on Wednesday. The sort of weird sticking point with this, Cam, is that he kind of said, he went on to say, if I'm not feeling 100%, I have no problem staying back another week. And that would almost, from a narrative perspective, make the most sense because Dallas has their bye in Week 7. So to me, it seems like, why would you force him to play this week against the Packers?
Yeah,
I feel like it just makes so much sense to hold him out and have the extra bye, right?
And not just that, you have Ezekiel Elliott running like an absolute beast right now. I know the Pack defense, they've been fantastic
Very
against
good.
the run.
The run
Like
defense
what they're doing is shocking against the run, but Dallas is playing on all cylinders right now. You know, Terrence Williams, Cole Beasley, these guys can get the job done with a good running game, and I'm with you on this one. This is stupid. If the guy's even slightly hurt and gets hurt in this game, you're going to screw up the whole season.
Yeah.
You got a bye week, rest up, and the Cowboys, they're playing great right now, so it makes no sense to play Des Bryant. I think the boys will be all right.
You know what? I'll say that it's not like they have a familiar situation from which to draw. I mean, can you think of a time when they brought back Des Bryant too early and it messed up his entire health cycle? It's like it happened last season.
Exactly.
Learn from your mistakes here, Dallas. I will say, though, if Des Bryant does play, if he considers himself 100% and is playing, he gets a Packers team that, as you said, is historically fantastic so far against the run.
I don't know how they're doing it.
But Sam Shields, who left Week 1 with a concussion, he's still probably not going to play in this game. He's yet to practice since Week 1. His injury has led to them being atrocious against wide receivers, specifically wide receiver ones. Football Outsiders has them as the second worst defense against wide receiver ones, behind only San Francisco. So if he plays, kind of like him.
If he plays, I like him. But if he doesn't, then what about Terrence Williams and Cole Beasley? Their stocks probably goes through the roof too, right?
Yeah, Terrence Williams. Everyone's focusing on the bad stuff with Terrence Williams.
The guy
He's been good when he catches the ball.
Terrence Williams, made a mistake. He didn't get out of bounds against the Giants. But let's look at what happened here. 70 yards, 88 yards. The guy's being productive. And other than a couple drops, he's been okay. Everyone loves ripping on this guy all the time. He's actually been all right.
He's an easy target for one of the most public teams in the league. Jonathan Stewart also returned to practice on Wednesday, also in a limited role.
Who cares?
He's likely to play. They expect him to play this weekend against the Saints, and that's the whole thing here. It's a fantastic matchup against the Saints. You would assume that he takes Cameron Artis-Payne, who finally got into the end zone last week. He's out of the game plan, very likely. And maybe Fozzie Whitaker kind of returns to the sort of third down back, pass catching back.
I like Fozzie Whitaker, though. The thing about Fozzie Whitaker, he's averaging 5.8 a carry, right? And Jonathan Stewart, this isn't the hot tub time machine where he was getting it done years ago, right? I was actually happy he overachieved the last couple years, but what do we know about Jonathan Stewart? Injury prone, Garion. And that's the thing. And what? His carries, he's barely over 3 yards a carry. So when I look at Carolina, does it matter if it's Artis-Payne? Does it matter if it's Whitaker or Stewart? They're kind of the same. Like, there's no running back A, B, C.
Mostly just matters if Cam is behind quarterback, behind center. And we saw with Jonathan Stewart last year that he's so much better with Cam in that offense running out of the read option and out of the shotgun. So if Stewart's back, I think he does slot in as like an RB2 this week. He's someone you should probably pay attention to, again, based upon the matchup. There's no one giving up more fantasy points on a weekly basis in a PPR than the Saints. However, I will say that is very touchdown dependent. No team, they're giving up an average of 2 touchdowns a game to the running backs, rushing touchdowns through 5 weeks. No other team is allowed 1.5 per game. That's how much of a gap they have between first and second.
That's how brutal they are.
You don't want to rely on Jonathan Stewart for touchdowns. You don't want to rely on anyone on Carolina for touchdowns if they're not Cam Newton. Cam Newton, 100% of the carries, the team carries inside the 5-yard line when he plays. Cameron Artis-Payne stole one last week with Derek Anderson. Mike Tolbert stole one last week with Derek Anderson.
When Cam's back, it's my show.
Cam's ball. He's got to be the one to score, so he hands the ball to the kid. That's how this works. Low-end RB2 for me, but I wouldn't get too excited about it.
No, I'm not that excited either.
Jordan Reed, we talk about guys who are injury-prone.
Now, this is a concern.
This is a very big concern.
This is a big concern.
Jordan Reed has a vast history of problems with concussions, and he is in the protocol after not practicing on Wednesday. Somewhat of a surprise. Even beat writers for the Redskins were sort of, where is this guy? When practice started, he's got another concussion. 5 between 2011 and 2015, obviously dating back to his time in Florida. Who do you think if he doesn't play, who benefits right now in the red zone?
What, Vernon Davis?
I guess. Here's the problem.
No, that's the thing. There's a big problem because Jordan Reed and Cousins, they had this chemistry, right, Gary?
Yeah.
These touchdown machines. They trust each other. There's nobody else on that Redskins roster catching the ball that you can see. Yes, he's going to be the go-to guy.
Well, it seemed like they had a plan in the draft to address
what, with Josh Doxson?
And that's the thing.
And he's hurt.
And he's hurt. I'm saying, but like, they have no receivers with any height.
None.
Like, Pierre Garçon seems to be the only guy above 6 feet on their roster right now at the wide receiver position.
And he runs like a tight end.
He looks like a tight end. So maybe
yes.
he's probably, I would say, the guy that I would pick to benefit the most. But the problem here is that Washington, the least efficient red zone offense in the league right now, they are scoring a touchdown on the fewest percentage of plays inside the red zone. That is bad. A. B, the one good week they had was against Cleveland. Yeah. And it's because
that doesn't count.
I mean, that doesn't count. And also they decided, hey, let's throw at Jordan Reed. Maybe Jamison Crowder shouldn't be leading the league in red zone targets. He's 5'2".
And Jackson's a burner. He's a all or nothing type of guy, not a red zone guy.
So I'd say I'd go Pierre Garçon and then Vernon Davis. But this situation is not one I think I want to touch.
It's an F situation.
Speaking of that, just situations with no winner.
Yep.
Regardless of who plays. The Browns quarterback situation, Cam, is bleak. It's bleak this week.
Who have we gone through? RG3, McCown, Pryor, Kessler, Whitehurst, and maybe the Hulkster, Kevin Hogan?
Maybe Kevin Hogan. And I think
Stanford star?
I think we'd be together in saying Terrell Pryor has been their best option at quarterback so far this season.
You know what? He is. But honestly, when you really break it down, out of all those options, I think McCown, like he had a pretty good relationship with Gary Barnage. Like he's the guy, but you're right. So far, Pryor's been the guy.
So Josh McCown and Cody Kessler are both limited in Wednesday practice. McCown with that collarbone injury, obviously. Reports where he looked good, but non-contact, so obviously that's going to play a factor. Not a great offensive line, at least pass blocking in Cleveland. So you might want to protect this guy another week if at all possible. So Kessler is probably going to start. I will say, it's Cleveland, so I don't like this matchup anyway. But playing Tennessee, for as mediocre a team as Tennessee is, got a pretty good defense. And one thing they do really well so far this season, 7.5% of opposing plays on Tennessee have been in the red zone. That is the lowest percentage of plays. They keep you outside of the red zone.
Yeah, Tennessee's kind of the ultimate bend, don't break type of team. No, and I agree with you. I think some of the draft picks they've had, they're getting stronger and stronger. Tennessee's his team on the rise, and their defense is getting better. So, no, I have no confidence in any Cleveland players.
And I just feel like Cleveland's not even going to have the ball.
No.
Like, if you think about it, like, they can't stop the run.
Mariota's going to carve them up.
I don't even know if it's Mariota. I think it's like just DeMarco Murray.
Should Mariota.
Get 30 carries in this game. Just keep the ball. Just keep possession.
Yep.
Have the ball. Cleveland might have the ball for like 22 minutes in this game. I don't care who's the quarterback. Maybe under that. So I don't know how you get in a situation where that's going to be of any fantasy relevance. But when we come back, Cam, we've got some cards to break down. We got some matchups to break down on this Thursday. So Cam and I will do just that when we return on Hot Roster today.